Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brewed Thoughts podcast. This is German coming to you on this very special edition of the Brewed Thoughts podcast. And it's special because it's opening day. I woke up this week and I had allergies, and that just means baseball's back. So Harry's here. Harry, your Dodgers begin their march to defend their crown. How are you feeling? This
Defend the crown. Defend the crown.
Yeah, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really happy and excited. And the allergy, same thing. I'm live from Las Vegas, Nevada.
There you go.
You know, the weather's the same as over there in California. Same thing, pollen, ashy, or whatever they call it. That thing that makes you get all the allergies and stuff. Same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for the world champion Dodgers to be back on TV. Been able to watch him. Getting ready for my party in a couple hours. Dude, I'm ready. I'm excited. I got my Mookie Betts jersey already. Ooh, ready to go. Nice and iron, crisp.
Cool.
Went to the cleaners and put that thing down. My world champion shirt underneath. Yeah, let's get it.
Awesome. I don't know. I don't know. I can do a whole season of this, but anyway, we're gonna power through. So since we last talked, I went ahead and I drank all the Kool-Aid the Red Sox are getting. I'm excited for the Red Sox. I think we're gonna win 80-something games. I think our offense is gonna be really good. I think we have enough. I think our bullpen's going to be good. I'm just really excited for this Red Sox season. We're not going to win the title. We're not going to, but I think there is a possibility that we are closer in that division than people are giving us credit. I think Tampa Bay is in a transition year, and they're still scary because I think as a Red Sox fan, they scare me because they always seem to play really well against us. The Blue Jays are a wild card because we just don't know with them. They added up, all those bats, but we don't know. And the Yankees are always hurt, and I don't think the pitching is going to be as good as people think it's going to be. I'm really excited for the Red Sox. I think this is going to be a really good year for us. So I'm excited. I think the over-under for the Sox is like 79 games. I think FanDuel had it 79 games. I think we can get over 80. Let's go, Sox. Let's do this.
I never ever met a person so excited about a bottom dweller team.
Look,
never met.
Look, I am a passionate team. I'm a passionate fan.
I feel,
and I am loyal to the Sox. So I went into my little fan cave and I kind of just I drank all the Kool-Aid. I got excited. I think last year was tough because last year was kind of a throwaway year. I was really upset that we lost Mookie Betts. But this year I'm back. Let's do it. So yeah, we can build on whatever's going to happen today.
Well, like I said, anytime you mention the Dodgers, it's world champion Dodgers. World champion until somebody takes it away.
So can we name the Sox the 4-time champion Red Sox?
I love your face. I love your face.
That? Can we do that? Can we name the four-time champion Red Sox since 2004? Can we say that then?
That doesn't sound good at all. That doesn't sound good at all.
Okay.
You gotta go world champion Dodgers, not 4th champion.
Hater.
Let's get into what we came for, man. Okay. It's a debate that we're gonna have till October, so I'm having fun.
So today we want to do some predictions as everybody gets ready to watch the opening day, and I think the first game's about to kick off, or not kick off, about to start. And so we want to do some predictions, the division winners, Cy Young, MVP, the whole thing. And then, but let's start here. Lindor got paid last night. he heading into this week.
Oh yeah, 341, right?
10
years.
years, 341. Lindor went from it wasn't close, and the alerts we kept getting or that I kept seeing on Twitter, him and the Mets aren't close, they're not close, they're not close, and then boom, I was at church and I get the notification. Lindor signs with the Mets, 10 years, 341, and which makes sense. If you're the Mets, you don't trade for Lindor
Yeah.
if you don't intend of giving him a big contract. So, what'd you think of the contract that Lindor got?
No. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of reading into it because, as we know, it's a shortstop free agency coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy set the bar. So let's see who's going to pass that. I think there's a couple on the free agent market that could pass that mark. He was just, I think, a few $1 million short from Tatis's contract.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserves it. Like I always said, this guy's a proven player. If somebody want to build a franchise around, if you've been hearing our podcast, I'm a Lindor fan. I love Lindor and what he does with the team. He's always excited, always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
He's worth it. He's worth 34.1 million, I think it is. 34 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, that's where you start. That's a good starting point for the Mets.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked about last week was Correa. And I think this kind of this kind of allows Correa to continue in his pursuit of more money, because he can look at Lindor and, like we said last week, is he better than Lindor? No, but if you don't get to the majors by thinking somebody else is better than you. And so I think this is going to open up
not at all
the money in the pockets for all these shortstop, which is good. And so I like the contract. I think you have to pay a guy like Lindor, especially a team like the Mets, who they're trying to rebuild their team, their culture, their brand, the whole thing. And it's one of those things that you have to do. And so I like their team now. They're now stable when it comes to that position. That's good.
It's got to give it to. It's a well-deserved guy. He's paid his dues, and I think it's going to pay off at the end. I think it's going to pay off. Maybe not a World Series, but it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. I think it's too early to think about World Series or bust, but it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah, and their team is really good. So they're going to compete this
year. These allergies are messing us up, man.
Yeah, hey, but we got to power through them.
We're
when we talk about the impact that 162 games is going to have on all these guys, and I think that we look at now this season, and we're going to get a full season. Do you think that we're going to get a more? Last year was almost like a crapshoot. You kind of didn't know what you were going to get, and if you got hot early, you kind of stayed hot the whole season.
Yeah, exactly.
Now getting a full season, we're going to get the ebbs and flows of a season where somebody gets hot for 6 weeks and then they kind of cool off for 3 weeks, and you kind of get the ebbs and flows of a baseball season. Looking at that, what do you give the chances of the Mets to win the division? Because they're a good team. And they have pitching, and they have a
division, probably
just in general.
0%. I would say 0%. As of now, 0%. Maybe I'll give him 1% time. Maybe I'll change my opinion. As of right now, what I've seen, dude, you said division. You didn't say making the playoffs. That's a different question. Making the playoffs is 99%, 99.9%.
Okay, gotcha. But they were practicing World Series celebrations.
Yeah, the division is 0%.
But they practice World Series celebrations.
Hey,
is that
if you know baseball, if you know baseball, usually the wild card is the hottest team going into the playoffs, and most of the time they end up winning the whole thing.
Not
There's
anymore.
some
Not with the
small
new
chances that
format.
the best team wins.
But with the
Well,
new
last
format
year's
is
format, yeah,
different.
the best team won, of course, the deepest team won. Uh, but I'm talking in baseball history. I'm talking towards like the whole history thing. Uh,
Yeah.
the wild card. The wild card is summer to play with because they get hot. They get hot, and usually that wild card team gets hot that month, the month of, or the month before, and then they just steamroll to the playoffs and end up winning the World Series. The Red Sox were a wild card team. The Angels were a wild card team. Uh,
Yeah, but that was the old
St. Louis was a
format.
wild card team.
That was the old format.
Yeah, but it's baseball, dude. Baseball. Hey, well, if it's that way, then give the Dodgers another championship. Then how about that? If it's that way, just send the Dodgers a World
I mean,
Championship.
I don't think it's far fetched to think that the Dodgers might do it again.
No, I'm just saying it. Well, I'm saying in your eyes, if it's always the best team that wins, but just send it to the Dodgers.
No, I'm
They're the
not
best
saying
team,
that.
hands down,
I'm
on
not saying the
paper.
best.
And
I'm not saying the best team always wins. I'm saying that what we have is in this new format, you eliminate the whatever hot run the wild card team is on, because there's so many games now that you have to.
yeah,
Where before you went straight into the divisional round, and if you were hot, you were hot, and you kind of were able to steamroll, and it just makes it hard. It's kind of like in football. In football, if you got hot and you had teams like the Giants who were able to do it, if you got hot and you entered hot, you kind of were able to. It wasn't crazy to think you could make it to the Super Bowl because you had the wild card, divisional, conference title, Super Bowl. Now you have the X,
that's
where
true.
it makes it a little harder. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So let's get into some predictions. Let's start with the divisions.
Oh yeah, that's what we're here for.
Let's do the AL
Angels,
first.
Angels.
Let's do the AL first. You have
Angels.
you have the predictions that we said earlier in a few weeks ago. So what were they? So read them off, and then we'll see if they're still the same.
So we'll go with the AL West. Yep. Are you going to stick with the A's?
I am not.
Who are you going to do? Angels? Are we in the Angels bandwagon?
No. You're on that bus by yourself. I'm going Astros.
Okay. That's it.
I'm going Astros. I think the Astros are a good team. I think that they still have the best roster in that division. And I think that they have enough more talent than anybody else, and they are able to make a move for somebody if they're close. And so I'm going Astros.
All right. And of course, I said the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, whatever, Los Angeles of blah, blah, blah. Anaheim Angels.
And you're sticking with that.
The reason why, and I seen it. I seen it in a lot of. I'm sticking with it. That's my bold prediction of the year. Reason why is I've been looking at a lot of predictions, and a lot of experts saying different things. That's the hardest division to predict. Everybody's having a hard time predicting the AL West. The AL West is they have 3-4 good teams. Seattle could always sneak in there, but I'm going with the Angels. I like
Seattle.
I like the
Come
team
on,
overall,
get out of here!
And I think this is the time that they. Hey, you never know if they're in there, they're gonna probably be in there early. Sorry, you never know. But the Angels are gonna win West, and I think they're the deepest team there. Hands down. If injuries don't happen on paper, I like the Angels, and I'm not the only guy thinking that. So I'm not gonna put names out there, but I think the Angels are gonna win. Okay, so to the East, we went to the Yankees. So all both of us agreed on the Yankees. Are you sticking with that, or are we gonna changes up a little bit.
No, I'm sticking with the Yankees. Unfortunately, I think the Yankees are.
Those damn Yankees.
They're too good.
So you don't see any injury barring them from winning the division? Like, let's say they lose Stanton again, or they lose Judge, or DJ LeMahieu gets hurt, or Garrett Cole comes out with an injury. You don't see anybody sneaking in there?
I think that Aaron Judge and Stanton are both going to get hurt. That's just what they do.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
They're,
But
they're,
I'm saying like a big injury.
I mean, they've missed a lot of time over the 2 years or so. So it's not like they've been healthy. It's not like they've only missed a handful of games. They've both done very long stints in the DL. So I think the Yankees are built and they're deep enough to withstand losing one of those two guys. And I think they are a deeper team this year than they have been in the past. And I think it won't matter if they don't have Stanton or Judge for prolonged periods of time.
So Toronto doesn't sneak in there and takes the reign,
I
just like
don't
Tampa Bay last year.
No, because I think it's I think over the course of 162, it's harder. It's harder to sneak up on somebody, and I think this year we're gonna see a more active trade deadline than we even saw last year. So I think if the Yankees are in a position where they can make a move and it's close, I think they'll make it. I don't think Toronto is gonna. I don't see Toronto making a big splash to bring somebody in, and so I think if anything, I think the Red Sox, if the Red Sox are close, I think the Red Sox are gonna would make a move to bring somebody in.
Yeah,
because I think they're trying to remove themselves or remove the stench of what they did to Mookie. That to make the playoffs for the Red Sox would mean so much, because you go from having a terrible year last year and now you're in the playoffs. So ownership is able to look at the fans and say, well, look, we're back in the playoffs. We're okay. So yeah, I think the Yankees are in prime position to win the division because they're too deep.
Yeah, they're lock. Yeah. All right, for the Central, we got the Twins. Both of us had the Twins. Are we gonna lock on it? Are you gonna lock on it? And this is for the division. This is not for anything more than division. Are you gonna lock it down?
I'm gonna go White Sox.
Okay.
I just think their upside is more. I know Eloy is pretty much out for the year. I just think their upside is higher than the Twins, and I just think their team is better. And I think I'm betting on the young talent on that roster. I think that roster is ready to kind of show out, and those players are ready to showcase themselves, almost like the Braves did a few years ago. So I'm going White Sox there.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm going experience. I'm going to the Twins. They won it before. I want them to win a playoff game. I want them to get in there as a high seed and a chance to win the playoff game. So I'm going Twins.
You and all of Minnesota want that.
Oh, I want that. All right. So for the AL wild card, I'll name both teams that you said: the Astros and Toronto. Which Toronto is probably going to be out, since you already picked them as not Toronto. Houston is already out, since you already picked them as the AL West champions. So who do you switch it up to?
I'm going Twins, Blue Jays. I think the Twins are really good. I think the Twins are experienced, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna win the one wild card spot, and I think the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are the safe pick. Do I trust them? Not entirely, but I think
Yeah.
they have more talent than I think the Rays are in a tough spot because they're almost in a transition year. As much as I believe I like their talent, the Rays tend to do these things
Yeah.
where they are very successful and they almost go not complete Florida Marlins, where the Florida Marlins win a World Series and then they sell everybody, but they do a
Yeah.
version of that in Tampa Bay.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I think the A's are they're good players are getting to a point where it's going to be time for them to trade them because that's what Oakland does. And I just don't believe
The
in
minor leagues.
yeah, I just don't believe in the Angels at all. Um, and so part of it is they hurt my feelings last year, so I refuse to pick them.
At all.
Yeah, so I'm suspending them for this year. So I'm not picking them.
I hear your feelings all the time, and you're still here.
Well, I mean, I made a commitment to you.
I hear your feelings all the
I
time,
made a
and you're
commitment to
still here.
you for the baseball season.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I honor my commitment. So I got Twins Blue Jays.
Okay, so I picked Oakland and White Sox before,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go Oakland, Toronto. I can never count on Oakland. Oakland's always in every sentence of making the playoffs, and every I don't know they're always there, and we always find somebody new to root for in that team. Even then, they end up trading their best players every single time. You're always finding somebody else to root for, and they find players out of nowhere that I never heard of in my life, and they
Yeah,
succeed. So at
that's true.
Toronto's just gonna. I think they're the second best team in the East. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them. So let's go NL. We'll go with the easy one, the West. Of course, I picked the Dodgers. You picked the Dodgers too.
Mm-hmm.
Are we locking on the Dodgers for both of us?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the Dodgers are
So
better.
San Diego has zero chance.
I just think the Dodgers are better than they were last year, and so I'm looking. The mistake we people
Okay.
make, and I think what one of the ways that you can tell who watches baseball and who doesn't is baseball's not like the NBA. If if this was the NBA,
No.
San Diego would be like the Brooklyn Nets, who made all these moves. They got
Okay.
all these guys that you
Sure.
recognize, and everybody gets super excited.
Uh-huh.
Baseball's not like that. Baseball, especially not the playoffs, especially not the regular season. I mean, and I just think over 162 games, the Dodgers are head and shoulders better than anybody in baseball, either league. And they're deeper than everybody. I just think over 162 games, the Dodgers are gonna are gonna win more games and they're gonna control the division. Are the Padres gonna make a little run here and there, and are the Dodgers gonna struggle for a week and everyone's gonna get excited? Yeah, of course, that's baseball. But I think at the end, when we're
Yeah.
talking in September, it's gonna be the Dodgers winning another division crown during this time. So yeah, I think I don't see unless there's the Dodgers are ravaged by injuries. I don't see any scenario where the Padres win that division, or the Padres just start off, go on a ridiculous streak where it's like unheard of. Besides that, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock onto the Dodgers. I'm gonna lock onto that. All right. Let's go to the Central. So I picked the Cubs. You picked the Cardinals. Are you gonna lock on with the
Okay.
Cardinals?
Oh yeah, I'm sticking with the Cardinals. I love their team. I love Arenado. I just think we're gonna see the Arenado of old. He's in a better place. He's in a healthier lineup. That's the Cardinals are a team that is not afraid to make moves if they're close. So I'm going all in on the Cardinals. I think the Brewers are right there, but I don't. I think I trust the Cardinals when it comes to nut crunching time. So, um, I think they're trust. I trust them more. I think the Cubs are in a weird place where they 1 week they're trying to trade everybody, another week they're trying to extend. So I think they're a mess. And the Cincinnati Reds. I
Yeah,
mean, they have cool sleeveless jerseys, but that's about it. So I'm going Cardinals.
I'm going infrastructure. The St. Louis Cardinals of
Hey, there you go.
Cardinals of Cardinals of
Woo!
Cardinals. So I want to switch it up. Love it. Switch it up.
Let's go.
Switch it up a little bit. I saw a couple of things in I saw a couple of things in spring training.
Look at
I wasn't sold
you.
on the Cubs. Uh, Javier Baez did not look good. Peterson looked great, but I don't think he's going to put him over the hump. So I'm going with the Cardinals on in the Central.
You see, Harry, this is growth.
The East.
This
So
is
we both
growth.
went Braves.
Hold on. This is growth, Harry. You're growing. You're starting to see the bigger picture. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Good job.
We had to do more research. I had to do a lot more research. I had to go in depth with the rosters to see what I was gonna pick. This is my final. This is my name's on the line. I can't make dumb picks and then the fans start canceling me out and start
You're,
not
you're,
listening to what I say.
your only dumb pick is the Angels.
Yeah. Nah, not at all.
Okay, the
That
East.
that was a gut pick. That one I had to pick somebody.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat
Braves.
more
We
than
both picked the
because.
Braves.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sticking. I like Atlanta. I think I like Washington. I think Soto. I mean, we'll get into Soto a little in our MVP predictions, but I like the Nationals. But I just think the
Yeah.
Braves, the Braves are their talent is too much to overcome. They just have talent
Oh yeah.
everywhere, and I don't see a scenario where the Braves don't win that division. I do like the Mets as the dark horse there because I think the Mets now have enough hitting to match up with the pitching. So that could be,
Mm-hmm.
and now this Mets regime is clearly willing to make moves. So that's another thing I'm looking at. I'm predicting a very busy trade deadline.
Yep. I see him in the NLCS. I see him in the NLCS with the Dodgers again.
Who? The
Part two.
Braves?
We might see a result this last year. We might not. The Braves. The Braves will be. Their experience is there. I think they could overcome the Padres.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going Braves. Braves. We're both going Braves. We're agreeing on things here. All right, let's go to the wild card. NL wild card. You picked the San Diego Padres and the Washington Nationals. Are we sticking to that?
I'm sticking with the Padres. I'm going Mets.
Okay.
I like the Mets. I like the roster.
There you go.
I love Juan Soto. I think that's my guy. I trust the Mets team more than I trust the Nationals this year. So I'm going Nationals and Padres.
Yeah. So you're going Nationals over Mets?
No. Mets and Padres. Sorry, Mets.
You're sticking
Padres.
with your pick?
Yeah, Mets and Padres. Not Nationals.
I was making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I agree with you. It's going to be San Diego Padres. It's going to be the San Diego Padres, and it's going to be the Mets. They're going to be there. I think it would be dumb to not to pick them. And they're going to be there. They're going to be there, and they're going to win, and they're going to win a lot of games. And it's going to be a very exciting playoffs. Honestly, that's how I see it. Both sides are going to AL and it's going to be exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go MVP now.
MVP
MVP
for the AL.
Let's do NL first.
I'm going Juan Soto. I
Oh,
think
really?
yes, I think he's gonna watching him in spring training, and even he had a simulated game in Grapefruit League last week. He had like
Yeah.
messed up his he had a tight calf, and he looked great. So he's gonna play today.
Yeah.
Um, I just think he's gonna have a monster year. He was banged up a little bit last year. He had some COVID stuff in the beginning. I think Juan Soto is a superstar, and I know that we are. I know everybody loves Tatis, and I know that, but I think Juan Soto is is right there with Mookie and Mike Trout. So I'm going Juan Soto to win the NL MVP.
Yeah, he has really good numbers. He's a future superstar.
Mhm.
He's gonna be great. He's fun to watch. I have MLB TV. I don't know if I told people I have MLB TV, so I'm gonna get to watch all the games. Thank you, T-Mobile.
Same,
Thank you,
yeah.
T-Mobile for
Shout out to T-Mobile.
yeah. Oh, I got Corey Seager. Corey Seager as MVP. I think
Oh,
it's
from
I
the
think it's
top rope. Wow. Okay.
going in.
Okay. Make your
Yeah,
case.
Corey contract year. I think that's pretty much what you do. And we saw a lot of things in the playoffs. We saw a lot of things from him. He was hitting good. He's just scoring out the ball. He's hitting it really well. I think barring any type of injury, he's going to be there in the MVP conversation.
Yeah. Man, I didn't want to pick a Dodger because I think they're gonna take votes from each other. So, but if Seager,
Betts?
yeah, Mookie, I mean, even your boy Bellinger. I mean, if Bellinger has a bounce back year, he can be right there in the mix. So yeah, but I think if Corey Seager has the year he continues in what he did in October, then yeah, I can see him winning the MVP. But I got Juan Soto. What about the
All
AL?
right. So, no. We're going to go AL. We want to go Cy Young and NL
You
and then.
okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
So, Cy Young, I'll pick the Cy Young because you're going to end up picking the same guy I have. So, I'm going to go with Blake Snell. Blake Snell is going to end up winning the Cy Young. I think I talked about that a couple weeks back in the podcast. He has a chip on his shoulder. He's on a great team. He's on a really good team. He's going to win a lot of games. His ERA, it's a chip on the shoulder. I think that's a big thing with him. He's going to come back in redemption. He's going to show that he's the guy that shouldn't have been pulled in the sixth inning. He, I just expect a lot of great things from him. Who's your pick?
Jacobo Jacob DeGrom. That's what I'm picking. I think
Okay.
Jacob DeGrom he finally has some hitting to go along with his great pitching. And I think we're seeing I think DeGrom is so good, but because he's been on so many bad teams,
Yeah.
unless you're a baseball junkie like us, I think Jacob DeGrom gets lost in the conversation of the best baseball players and the best pitchers in all of baseball. I think what Jacob DeGrom has done over the last few years is very similar to what Kershaw was doing at the peak, where Kershaw is right up there. I mean, the best pitcher I've ever seen is Pedro Martinez, but Kershaw was right up there doing ridiculous things. Jacob DeGrom is ridiculous, and I think we don't talk about him enough because he played on so many lousy Mets teams, and I think this year playing on a good Mets team, people are gonna know about Jacob DeGrom, and I'm really excited for that. So I'm going Jacob DeGrom.
Oh yeah.
I like Blake Snell. I like that. I like that pick. Obviously, we both agree on the monster year that he's going to have. But yeah, I'm going Jacob DeGrom.
All right. All right. All right. I agree. I think he's gonna be in the top two. All right. So let's go AL MVP.
I'm going with the best baseball player in all of baseball, Mike Trout, who got cheated of an MVP last year. I just think Mike Trout he's the best baseball player I've ever seen in my life. And I think if he was on the Red Sox, if he was on the Yankees, if he was on the Dodgers, we'd be talking about Mike Trout the way people talk about LeBron James. I think he's that good. I think not making the playoffs has really hurt him. But can you imagine if he was on any of these, the Dodgers over this run where they've been in the playoffs year after year? We'd see Mike Trout on everything. So, and if your prediction is correct, I think it's going to be. Honestly, I'm rooting for your prediction to be correct, just so that I love Mike Trout. Mike Trout is my favorite baseball player. Mike Trout is. I love Mike Trout almost as much as I like Tom Brady. I'm a 49er fan till the end, but I love Tom Brady. And that's how I feel about Mike Trout. And so I want to see Mike Trout succeed. I want to see Mike Trout win. I want to see him just do good things. And if your prediction is correct, I think Mike Trout wins the MVP easily, almost unanimous, because he would lead his team to the playoffs. So I think Mike Trout's going to have a big year, even bigger year. And I think he wins it.
When my prediction is correct,
Okay.
Michael Trout is gonna win the MVP. That's my
there you go.
Michael Jordan Trout.
Michael Jordan Trout.
Michael Jordan Trout.
Is he the best baseball player you've ever seen? Who's the best baseball player you've ever seen?
One of them, yeah.
Who's the best? Like who right now, Harry, right now, who is the best baseball player you've ever seen in your life?
Like all in my life, Barry Bonds. King Griff Jr.
No, but who's one?
Them two.
Who's one?
Well, it's hard to say because if King Griffey Jr. would have stayed healthy, he would have been one. But that wasn't a fact. So Barry Bonds is hands down the greatest player in our era.
Yeah, the guy that the best guy I had ever seen before Mike Trout was Barry Bonds. But I think Mike Trout has been so ridiculous that I want him to win I want him to win like 2 or 3 World Series so that whenever we talk about him and whenever we're telling our kids about him, it isn't a ridiculous thing to say he is in the top 5 of the best baseball players ever.
Well, Barry Bonds and King Griffey Jr. never won a World Series, and they're up there.
Yes, but I think they at least would. Well, I mean, Barry Bonds had some playoff success. I mean, his team's always choked, but he was in the playoffs and in the mix. But Mike Trout has had one playoff appearance. Like his team just made it to one round and they got beat. So he needs more. He needs to showcase himself more in October, because baseball, that's how you're judged. Is Derek Jeter the best baseball player ever? No, but he was scary because you knew in October he got it done. Is Mariano Rivera the most talented pitcher ever? No, but the dude was ridiculous when it mattered. Kurt Schilling was a good pitcher. He was a above average pitcher, But in the playoffs, the dude became the best pitcher on the planet. El Duque. Remember El Duque? The dude was
Oh
sick
yeah,
in the playoffs. So that's what I mean.
yeah.
David Ortiz became Big Papi in the playoffs. So all these things, the more success you have in the playoffs, that's how you make your name in baseball. Where Barry Bonds, we remember the
Oh
moonshot
yeah.
he hit versus the Angels. So that kind of stuff,
Oh yeah.
he needs something. He needs something in October so
He
that
needs
we
that
can,
moment.
yeah, and he hasn't had that. So I'm hoping this year he can get it. If your prediction is correct, or you say it when your prediction,
When my prediction is correct.
yeah. So Cy Young,
I picked Trout. I picked Trout.
okay,
Same argument. There's no argument for that. So Cy Young,
yeah,
Garrett Cole.
yeah. I mean, I know we did a whole thing on Tyler Glasnow and the whole thing. Um,
We're changing it up. Oh, here we go. Let me sit back and relax and hear your.
I did. So I was doing some thinking. I was doing some research. I do like I do like my guy Tyler Glasnow and his chances. And then you said something last week of how the Rays manage that it made me. It was one of those like, oh, that's right. The Rays are a team that doesn't let their starters go long. So I'm going Garrett Cole because
Oh yeah, jump on the Garrett Cole train.
I think Garrett Cole has the best stuff in the AL. And I think Garrett Cole is going to play on a really good team. He's going to have really good stats. I think Garrett Cole is going to I think he's been probably the best pitcher in the AL the last 3 seasons. Going back to his days in with the Astros. And even last year he was really good until he got hurt. And I just think he has this is his year to cement himself as a Yankee, and I think he's gonna do it. My dark horse, I'll give you a dark horse.
Music to my ears.
Well, yeah, I always butcher his name. Lucas Giolito. Giolito?
Chilito.
Yeah. So I have him. I like him as as the as a dark horse in that to win the Cy Young.
Oh,
So we'll see.
it's your podcast and you're the host. You're the host, the podcast, and now you can make 2 picks. All right, cool.
No. It's not my pick. It's not. No. My pick is Garrett Cole. I'm just telling you my dark horse. I think he's a dark horse. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I can say that.
But knowing you, once we get there and Cole doesn't win the Cy Young, and Julito wins it, you're gonna be like, oh, hey, by the way, I had a tiebreaker. I said Julito. Okay. I'm writing all this down. So
yeah, no, write it down, but make sure you put
a
dark
question
horse
mark on that,
so that if he wins, at least we'll be like, hey, just remember back on April 1st, I said he was a dark horse. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's my pick or my second pick.
All right.
He's my dark horse.
That's what it sounds like.
Come on. But that's that. What else we got? I think that's it. I think that's it in terms of predictions, right?
That is it. Yeah, I wouldn't go manager of the year because I don't. That's a phony award.
I think the AL Rookie of the Year is gonna. I think it's gonna be easy with Randy Arozarena. I think because he's technically a rookie because he didn't get enough bats, enough time.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna win it.
At bats. Yeah,
And I like
I can say that. Yeah.
Brian Hayes from the Pirates to win Rookie of the Year in the NL. I think that guy's really good, and so I can see that happening. You want to do World Series predictions?
If we could be creative about it, yeah. But if we're both gonna say the Dodgers, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay. No, because we can look. We can make our predictions now, and we'll come back around All-Star break, and we'll kind of revise. And you get to if you want to reset, you can reset at All-Star break.
Okay, we'll do it.
Okay, I got Yankees Dodgers, and I got Dodgers winning the World Series. You agree? That's where we're both landing. Yankees Dodgers World Series.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, Harry is just showing off his LA logo, the Dodger logo.
And if you're not watching on YouTube,
he's now showcasing his world champion logo. Anyway, so that's it. So that's a little baseball preview. Harry, I hope you enjoy this baseball season. Enjoy this week as the Dodgers get their ceremony. If you cry, please record yourself as the players get the rings. Record yourself and send it to me.
Next week
What?
Next week. April 9th is home opener.
Oh, okay. So next week when they do that, please, if you cry, please, can you have your wife record you and send me the video? I may or may not put it up on social media, but I at least want to see it. Maybe I'll put it on my TikTok just so that.
Yeah.
Just so that. I'm sure people actually before we end, my most viewed TikTok, not that it matters, not that anybody cares, was opening day last year when the balloon fell on Dodger Stadium. I posted that video with the X-Files song, and it got me a lot of views. So shout out to the Dodgers for that.
So what song would he use with my video?
I don't know. I would have to probably a song about waiting for so long or something like that. I don't know. I would have to see the video first. See how you're crying. Is it ugly cry? Is it happy cry? The whole thing. So I don't know. It would depend on how you're crying.
It'll be like, don't know, no, la 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 la. Remember that one that everybody?
Oh man, I do remember.
No.
No, but that's a happy. It's a happy cry. So yeah, it would.
So we'll put the dog face one with the one with the ocean juice.
Oh, there you go.
The one ocean juice. The one that got so many likes.
we could. That's what we can
and
do.
You and I.
So Harry, enjoy yourself. Drive back safe from Vegas. And anything else before we close?
Have fun. Enjoy your family. Have a beer. This is like the best day ever. Opening day. It should be a national holiday. They should close everything down. Have everybody no work, no school. Just close it down and let you enjoy your family. It's a big thing. Baseball. That's one thing that baseball's always taught me. Family is always, and that's the only time you get to spend at the ballpark at home. I know it's sad, but I'm really, really happy. I'm really excited. And go Dodgers.
There you go. So a nice warm message from Harry. You can listen to our pod on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get your pods, you can listen to our pod. So make sure you check us out. On Instagram, you can follow us, brewedthoughts.podcast, and you can check out all the coffee stuff that we're doing. You can watch our episodes on YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube. And that's it. So until next time, Harry says go Dodgers. I say go Sox. But more than anything else, drink better coffee.